Baby, you know about the autumn, when the leaves are falling down, yeah. Oh, and all the pretty flowers slowly wither to the ground. All the birds that stayed the summer spread their wings and fly away. And the sun that used to shine so bright goes to hide behind the gray. Well, you also heard about springtime, life returns in such galore. And because it wasn't always there, you enjoy it all the more. I've been away for so long, but like the winds of the summer weather, I am back and I'm even better. Well, nothing can break up this bond. We're in a prime, this is our time. Well, you know it is quite common, complications come around. Can't escape that we're all human, we all have our ups and downs. But we gotta fix our vision about the things that cloud our eyes. When you see your full potential, like the phoenix you will rise. I've been away for so long, but like the winds of the summer weather, I am back and I'm even better. Whoa! Nothing can break up this bond. We're in a prime, this is our time. Oh, yeah. I've been away for so long, but like the winds of the summer weather, I am back and I'm even better. Whoa! Nothing can break up this bond. We're in a prime, this is our time. Oh, 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 yeah. I've been away, baby. Oh, I've been away, but now I'm back. Now I'm back, yes, I'm back, baby. Oh, nothing can break up this bond. We're in a prime, this is our time. Yeah. I've been away for so long.
Greetings, my excellent friends. Back from most of the week off, wanted to come back saying, hooray, everything is good now. Not the case. I won't go into detail on here, but basically, the thing that was supposed to happen on Tuesday didn't happen at all, for reasons that weren't expected or anyone's fault, but was still very tiring to get ready for. It was like already at the place when it was like, oh, which means it's probably going to happen again, hopefully soon. So things will still be spotty for a while, which wasn't what we wanted, but it could be worse. For now, though, I'm back, and certainly I imagine we'll get to the end of this game before there's any other major disruptions, because I would say we'd only have a few streams left. It's just that my hopes of getting back to streaming longer without distraction is not happening, since I am still working on dealing with the issue that Tuesday did not resolve. So I'll be as here as I can be, but I'm not at full Pelt right now, which I'll be open about. We left in the middle of a run. I believe I had brought myself to the chapter that I was planning on working on. However, streaming longer without distraction is not happening while I'm still distracted by something. Exactly. It was like that. There were a few outcomes I was envisioning. This was not on my radar at all. The idea of it not happening was it's a very, very strange reason why it didn't, but an understandable one that no one can prevent. Anyway, I'm not explaining the whole thing, so that's all I'll say. But, 21 achievements left. Gallery pieces, I don't know, because we don't have a number list. I can't remember if I was like going down the list left to right or if I was just picking at random. It's probably hard to do left to right because we also have to get through the chapter 2s, but as I recall, there are some that are finished. Yeah, Damsel is finished, Happily Ever After is finished, Grey is finished. So the right side, if we're coming in from there, the prisoner, was it the cage? Might have been the cage, because the cage has a bunch to do. It's the first one on the right that isn't done. Stranger is also done, of course. Put the witch into the thorn also needs work. It looks like the beast is done, but the den isn't. So if we try to go right to left, that might be a good idea. We did finish all of the endings and the outside stuff. But that said, if there's an achievement that's a stray achievement that doesn't have a gallery piece, I may have to go back to something later once I notice it. But I think focusing on the gallery makes the most sense right now because that's more visible in the game and categorized better. If I look at the achievement list, then I'm just looking at one long list that doesn't tell me what chapter it's in. So if I hit continue, where am I? We're about to enter the cage, but the reason why I saved here is because this lets me choose my spawn-in voice. Now, what do we need for the cage? If I look down at the memories list, I've done the first 4, which seems to be the opening, so that's fine. We've got everything from 16 to 20. Looks like there's 3 endings here that I haven't found. because I've only done the chapter once, and the ending I got was The Riddle of Steel, which involves using the voice of the Paranoid to help you through it. So in order to see the rest, I need to avoid that voice, but apparently either of the other two could work. So that's good. Question is which one we want, because we can bring the Cheated, or we can bring the Broken. So what I understand from that is we can bring the funny, hapless guy that I enjoy being around, or the miserable sad sack that I can't stand. So I know which one I'd rather go with, but does anybody feel like they want to convince me to take the Broken? I guess, look, if there's multiple endings, I could come back to this and take them both. But I want to take the Cheated first. Which involves... Yeah, so the Paranoid is the proactive one where you kill yourself. The other two involve letting the Skeptic do it. You get the Broken if you allow him, and you get the Cheated if you refuse, because he'll eventually do it no matter what. Broken is clever when he isn't just being sad. I guess it depends on... Yes, look, some voices are better and worse in different places. I do agree with that. Some of the ones that are really... Honestly, a lot of the voices that I have the most problems with have the worst appearance in their home chapter. You know what I mean? Like, the Broken is awful with the Tower. The Smitten is terrifying with the Damsel. Then again, the Opportunist, I don't mind him in The Witch, but I didn't like him in The Princess and the Dragon when he was, trying to kill us. I like the Opportunist, though. I don't like him in a. There's two types of appreciation you have for fictional characters. There is the type that is in common with what you have with real people, which is genuine affection and I like being around you, I like talking to you. And then there is, I guess, respect and appreciation for a character. And quite often with villains, the villains that you love. They say, I don't like the term love to hate. I understand why that term exists, but I don't really resonate with it, because I don't generally feel any form of hate towards my favorite villains. It's an enjoyment of their and a appreciation for their presence. It's very rare that a villain makes me genuinely loathe them. A villain that I like, even if I fully know that they deserve to be defeated, I still don't want to see them die because I don't want them to leave the screen. If you hate a character, then you're looking forward to seeing them break down and scream in pain and suffering and all that, right? It's not usually where my brain ends up. I'm just rambling, but it's a thought that I have. Anyway, the point is the Opportunist is a good example of a character that I have a lot of enjoyment from and no moral, empathetic respect for. He is absolutely the worst part of us. He is the least of us. Whereas the Contrarian, who thinks down of himself, is one of the best. There's a good juxtaposition between those two. Broken is fine during the Tower if you actually listen to him and go with him. I guess, I don't know. Like he bothers me more than I enjoy him. Perhaps I haven't seen the right path to let me find the good in him. Like, there's certainly been other voices where I'm like, oh, you weren't too bad here. Like, the Paranoid did great the first time we came across him, even though I would have expected him to be useless. I still think that the most useful voice overall, like the voice that is the most reliably actively helpful to you as a person in basically every route he appears is the Hunted. The Paranoid comes close second, but the Hunted and the Paranoid are the most actively beneficial to your safety. Still doesn't work out because of the way the game runs, but the Stubborn can also be very... Yeah, the Stubborn and the Contrarian together in the Fury was also great. I think that obviously the Paranoid keeps you alive with the Nightmare. The Hunted, pretty much in every scenario when he's called on, will whatever he says is the safe choice. But anyway, I like that they're unbalanced. I like that there's ones that are really useful and there's ones that are just completely ridiculous, because they are, embodied personalities. It's like it's similar. I do wonder how influenced they were by Disco Elysium's skills. Obviously presented in an entirely different way, since you don't have them all by default and you don't choose to invest in them specifically. And they have a lot more agency than those do, but yeah. I like it as a concept. I think there's a lot more that can be done in narrative games that take that approach of personifying parts of you and having them interact with you. It's really good in games that invite you to be a person, because it simulates the idea of your internal monologue, right? It's... Obviously, we don't have voices in our head that tell us what to do and how to think, but the different impulses inside of us, the different parts of our personality, the part that says, eat that chocolate bar, versus the part that says, no, that's not healthy for us. It doesn't present as an argument verbally with two different sounding voices in our brain, but that is the best way that media can depict it. And it's incredibly immersive compared to the standard role-playing game where you have dialogue options with outside characters, and there's a sort of flatness to that. The idea of throwing you into a person's head by actively simulating a person's head is extremely compelling, and I hope that the fact that it's been done famously in a couple of cases does not stop other approaches and other people from saying, I'm going to do exactly that thing, but I'm going to do it my way, I'm going to have a different setup. Because I think you could have 20 games that operate like that, and each of them could have something interesting to say, so long as the basis of idea is really good. It's a wonderful, wonderful premise. Stubborn isn't great for safety, but he's really good at not dying. Yeah, that's true. Hunted and Paranoid are about avoiding situations that can hurt you. Stubborn is about running headlong into them and then just deciding they didn't hurt you. What do you mean she cut our head off? Doesn't matter, we still have arms. Alright. We've got the save here, so we can come back and get the broken for another run, but let's take the cheated. I'm going to accept my reward now.
That's great. More happy time passes. He's just saying things. The voice's protestations fall on deaf ears. Eventually you pass into a blissful state of pure... No, you stop that. You really don't want to be happy, do you? You know what you have to do.
The skeptic is an interesting one, because you would think that he would be particularly useful, because he cuts through the bullshit and thinks carefully. But in practice, I can't really think of a great amount of super valuable things that he's done. He correctly deduces that the Shadow is the smitten, but I think that's more of an indictment on everybody else for the fact that he's the fact that you need him to figure that out is stupid, because it's obvious. So I don't really count that enough. But he doesn't accomplish a whole lot. He doesn't tell us that the prisoner's head, like he doesn't give us a clear hint to take her with us. We have to make that decision on our own. You could argue that's because the prisoner doesn't really challenge you in enough of a way to require the voice to do stuff. But then, of course, you get to the cage, and then your options depend on the new voices you pick up. He's just there no matter what. Which is one of the Chapter 3 issues, I think, that sometimes happens, where because they want your newest voice to have a purpose, the original one takes a back seat. Doesn't always happen. The Fury had the Contrarian work with the Stubborn, but, anyway. Sorry, we're not doing that.
Don't apologise. I'm sorry.
Wait, why are you sorry?
Your body lurches as your heart suddenly stops beating.
I realise I've done zero play and have just been talking, but the game does make you think a lot, and I do need to reorient, because it's been a while.
Are you killing us?
Yep.
You'll forgive me eventually. You goddamn spiteful bastard. Are you really going to turn down immortality itself just to make me lose? Why should it matter if we die at this point? Haven't you already gotten what you want?
The funny thing about that line there, are you really going to turn down immortality itself just to make me lose? If the skeptic was the main character, that would spawn his Contrarian. It doesn't, because it's based on us, and in that version we go against the skeptic, so we get our cheated, but...
I don't have to answer that. That's all we needed to hear.
Slice.
It turns out that it doesn't take too long to die after your heart stops beating.
Funny that.
You collapse to the floor, everything goes dark, and you die. You're a genocidal maniac, you know that, right?
I hope you're talking to him.
Yeah, we'll see about that. You're on a path in the wood. Are you fucking kidding me? He didn't have everything we ever could have wanted. That's just what he told us.
Oh, that's still the best intro.
I want the truth, not some made-up eternal happiness. But it was nice. I do.
And this isn't? There are chains everywhere.
That just means we're on the right track, you numbskull.
Can you two stop fighting? It's not very productive.
No, it isn't, is it? So let's focus up.
Right.
You've clearly already been here before, and judging by how deranged you all are, you've already been here more than once. I'll spare you my full introduction, but I would like to remind you that the people in my world are living, breathing, suffering entities. Not pawns for you to sacrifice in pursuit of some vague truth.
Mm-hmm. I was happy with eternal bliss last time.
Eternal bliss? But you wouldn't have found eternal bliss unless you actually killed her. Actually, she killed herself. Cut her own head off. It was awful. It was convenient. Too convenient. She... what? Why would she ever do that? She's not supposed to be suicidal. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Why not, actually? If you had written that she was desperate to die, and you had made me believe that she was desperate to die, do you not think you would have had an easier time getting the job done?
More importantly, if she did cut her own head off, why are you here? You shouldn't have died. You should be enjoying your reward.
I was fine with it, but that spiteful bastard gave us a heart attack and killed us for no reason.
What's funny is that I did read that, and I don't remember if I saw this version or if I've seen it yet, but there's another version of the Cheated in another chapter path, possibly in the Spectre side, where the Cheated Yeah, I think it's cold and cheated from the Wraith. But he describes the eternal bliss as bullshit. Because the ordering of how the voices were created was different. The cheated spawns when you commit to something and you are surprised by something unfair happening. Like, you know, he comes from the Razor. He shows up when the princess had a weapon and therefore the fight wasn't fair because, you know, she's already strong enough to beat you barehanded. He shows up here because you decided to accept your reward and then it was taken from you. But he can also show up in a situation where the reward itself was the cheat. The reward itself was something had. Although I think specifically he spawns after the Spectre rips your heart out. But yeah, his opinion of it is entirely different because it comes out of you and your opinion of it. Because we decided we were okay with it, he thinks it's great. In a world in which we actively chose to leave it, which you have to do in the Spectre, because there's no skeptic to force it on you, he thinks it's bullshit. I like that. Because he's not actually a particularly opinionated voice. Some of them are. The Smitten has a very specific tone to him. The Opportunist has a very specific way about him. You know, win at all costs. Like, as much as he'll side with anybody, he's very consistent. He's a consistent voice. The Cheated is not consistent in what is fair versus unfair. He is just consistent in how much he hates what he considers to be unfair, and that depends entirely on how we made him.
I had a great reason. We were stuck with no answers. And now we're not. You're welcome.
And you don't think we're stuck now? We're still in a cage, it's just bigger.
You know, if you think about it, isn't life just a really big cage?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, don't you start philosophizing. Just get to the cabin and settle this already.
Yeah, Hero is really struggling in this version. Is this the first chapter of the new run? I don't remember. What happens if I leave? Oh!
Are you serious? Fine. You walk away from the cabin and see how that goes for you.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? Everything is... What's going on? Where are we? Did we do this? That son of a bitch flipped over the table, didn't he?
It actually worked. This vessel is full of you. Alright, well, we don't need to do that. We have the blade?
Huh. Holding it starting to...
It doesn't matter if we spawn with it or have to trudge all the way up to the cabin to get it. It's not even a blade, really. It's just a dinky little knife. The real threat here can kill us without it anyway.
I didn't kill us without reason.
Well, you still killed us.
This is strange. You're not supposed to start with the blade.
Right, so previously we went there with the blade. I think we do have to go there with the blade again at least once to get all of the gallery pieces, but let's toss it this time because we can. And I think we should.
Are you serious? The blade is your implement. You're going to need it if you want to do things right.
I love they reuse that.
You know what? Yeah, screw this. We won't play along with any of you.
You're all being ridiculous. Why would we disarm ourselves at a time like this? Don't you dare. Are you even listening to me? Does my opinion count for nothing? We're never getting out of here if you don't listen. I'm intervening. We're not tossing the blade.
I'm in charge. I say we're tossing the blade. You had your chance last time. We all saw how that worked out for us.
Without another word, you foolishly hurl your only chance at victory far off into the woods, never to be seen again. Never to be seen again. All we did was toss it into the woods. There's nothing stopping us from picking it back up. Oh, but there is something stopping you from picking it back up. The fact that you already made your decision. As much as I'd like to turn back the clock, we'll all just have to suffer the consequences of what you've done. That's how decisions work.
Huh. That felt good. Best thing we've done in ages. Whatever this bullshit world throws at us next, we'll always have this tiny victory.
You stand at the edge of a cliff.
Great. A creaky old bridge and a bottomless ravine. Because getting to the cabin was too easy last time. I wonder what other sick jokes are waiting for us. Maybe that ravine doesn't even go anywhere. It'd be par for the course if we slipped and wound up falling forever.
There's nothing to find out here. I'm going to pretend you...
Time to check in. It is still weird when he says that. Like, I don't know. There are voices I feel... Okay. I feel like that's something the Stubborn should have said. Time to check in with the missus. Because the Stubborn and the Skeptic have very similar tones, because the guy, he's the same voice actor. He can only do one gravelly voice, right? So the Skeptic and the Stubborn physically sound the same. It's just that they have different personalities. And that line feels like it belonged to the wrong gravelly voice. 100%.
Every surface of the cabin is draped in chains. There's nothing for you to do but step forward into the basement. You already foolishly threw away your weapon, but still, your objective awaits.
I mean, this could just be strangle the princess. The secret 11th route when it turns out she's into choking.
And how are we supposed to get to the basement? What mirror? There is no mirror. The only thing of note here is the door to the basement.
Oh, don't you lie to us. We can trust our eyes, and I am not going to stand around arguing over a stupid mirror.
I'm not going to waste time arguing with you. Just get to the basement, okay? The door's on the other side of the room. Then, I guess there's nowhere for us to go but forward. You step out onto the floor. Or what should have been a floor.
Whee!
Should have been. Yes, unfortunately. You realise too late.
Oh, now this is just absolute bullshit. Can't even walk across a room now without being plunged into an abyss.
You're too emotional. It makes us sloppy. We have to focus on details right now, and we can't focus on details if you're raging about every little thing that happens.
Are we supposed to focus on details while we're falling into a bottomless pit?
Don't be ridiculous. It obviously has a bottom. Your fall is suddenly, painfully halted as rusty chains pull taut against your skin, their hooks digging into your muscle. You find yourself suspended in what appears to be a vast, dark space. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favour. As your eyes adjust to your new surroundings. Easy now. We don't know what sort of situation we're dealing with.
Hello? So I guess we need to show her that we don't have a weapon. Look, I'm sorry about what happened last time. I'm supposed to be sorry, right?
But you are met with only silence.
Screw this. This is making me bloody anxious. It's like she knows how unfair this all is, and now she's having fun with it. She's mocking us
By not saying anything.
Yes!
Hello?
The princess takes a slow step forward. As she does so, the heavy chains shift, tightening and tearing at your flesh, your joints screaming in agony as the rusted hooks dig deeper.
Ow.
Stars dance in your eyes as the chain wrapped around your neck threatens to choke you. As your vision comes back into focus, your eyes fall on the body of the princess, finally emerged from the shadows. The body of the princess is a weird way to describe a person. It's only accurate. The head stares up at you but says nothing.
Oh, we're being strangled already? You haven't given us a chance to do a damn thing. What's the point of any of this if we don't even get to make a single choice?
Sometimes you don't.
A riddle while we're dying, isn't that just...
Can I get that? Dialogue back.
But you are met with
Screw this.
by not saying...
Yes!
Hello?
The princess takes a slow... As your... The body of... It's only accurate. The head...
Oh, we're being...
I'm not here to give you chances. I'm here to set the stage and to dictate to you what happens. I can advise you on the correct course of action, but there are limits to my direct involvement. The choices, if that's what you like to call them, have always been yours.
A riddle while we're dying, isn't that just like you? Now to figure out what exactly you mean by choices.
Oh, for the love of... Stop thinking and do something!
You do notice I'm chained, mate. Look, I didn't even bring a knife. I just wanted to talk to you. That's probably it, right? Pointing out that we do not have a stabber. Here we are.
You're pleading with me as if I have a say over anything that happens here. Shouldn't you know by now that I don't? And neither do you.
The body takes another step towards you, the chains around you tightening, the hooks boring deeper into your flesh. They constrict dangerously around your throat. You find it harder to breathe.
We are breaking the cycle, though, because I think that's the point. In The Prisoner, you always go in with the knife, right? Because the skeptic forces you to. And that's the problem. You can't break free because you always have the knife, which isn't entirely true, because you can break free during the chapter 2, but in this version, you can't. Based on the fact that you didn't.
I don't think she's happy you're here. But what do I know? I'm just a set of eyes and ears. I don't make choices. At least not any that matter.
Oh, well, isn't that just convenient?
It makes sense to me. She's a severed head. What control could she possibly have over her body? There's no connections, no nerves. So bodies can work on their own.
Only in this bizarro world, skeptic.
You know, I wouldn't mind that, actually. Maybe when the chain pops our useless head off, we'll get to run around without it.
That's a concerning image that you have painted there, Cheated. I don't...
This was all doomed from the start, wasn't it?
You've made choices and you've never stopped. You're choosing violence right now. What do you mean you're just a watcher? You cut your own head off last time. You made that decision. None of this is my fault. I haven't done anything to you except give you my weapon twice.
And when the time comes, you'll give it to me again. And then she'll do something horrible with it. I wonder what it'll be this time.
But I don't have a weapon.
Everything we witness is just another shade of the same endless cycle. I wake up in chains.
The body steps forward. Your bindings tighten again.
You come to me, knife in hand.
But that's not right. We didn't bring the knife. We even told her that earlier.
Silently wave your empty hands. Your pattern's broken. I'm unarmed. There's no grand scheme guiding us along a predetermined path. We're both agents of chaos who make our own choices, and this time I chose to talk to you. Unarmed.
But that's not right. That's not the reality I've been looking at. You shouldn't have been able to do that.
The body marching towards you comes to a lurching stop.
Huh. She stopped. What is that supposed to mean?
Anyway. Sorry. You've been the one listening to me. You made yourself stop. And now, you can decide to finally let me down.
You make it sound so easy. But it can't be that easy. Not after all that violent repetition.
This is really good. The other thing I learned is this is one of the new paths from the extended version. And it was created out of criticism. Because originally, the grey was where you went if your encounter with the princess and the prisoner ended with her dead. But the drowned grey is extremely mad at you for killing her. And you don't really kill her in this outcome. She chops her head off, and then you don't have the forethought to realize that the plan is to get her head out of the cabin. Because she doesn't tell you, she doesn't explain. Admittedly, she's right not to, because the narrator is the problem. And if she explains it to you, then he can do what he did last time and find a way to stop you. The reason why it works the way it does is because it isn't until her eyes open at the edge of the cabin when he can't do anything anymore that it works out. But for her to be full of righteous, victimized fury at you over that isn't terribly fair. And it doesn't make sense that the same path was written for both ways of arriving at it when those ways are quite different. You know, directly resisting her and fighting her is very different from not understanding and walking away. So they created this. And instead extended the metaphor of inevitability and the idea of, you know, go there with the knife, you give her the knife, she does something bad with the knife, and then they end up repeating. Which is a good way to describe what is a commonality between those two versions of the first two, whether she's stabbing you or decapitating herself. And because in this version you weren't smart enough to figure out how to resolve the prisoner well, she then becomes resigned to, oh, so this is all that's going to happen to us. We're just going to descend into violence every time.
Oh.
Suddenly, the chains loosen, the hooks sliding from your skin. You come crashing to the floor, and as the chains rain down around you, her body falls too. The room settles into comforting silence. No more rattling of chains, no more slow, deliberate footsteps from the princess's body, only the soft click of the latch as it opens the door of the cage.
So that's really all it took?
Also, she just softened? The prisoner is built off of the harsher princess. And at this point, you can tell the princess's sort of demeanor based on the redness of the text as well. And it lightens along with her burden once this happens. That's very good.
The truth was right there the whole time. We just needed to believe we were better than this. I feel like a fool, really. But it's always the most complicated problems that tend to have the simplest solutions. That is absolutely not how this works. Looks like we've seen through your lies at last, Mr. the Narrator. If that even is your real name.
Of course it isn't.
Oh, shut up. We got lucky. And you especially got lucky. Both of you talk too much. Give her a chance to say what she wants to say. I'm sick of treating this like some puzzle or bullshit game.
I want you to take me out of this place. That's all I've ever wanted.
All of you, or just the head?
The princess's body doesn't stand, instead holding the cage aloft, beckoning you to come near. If you take her out of there, if you carry her to freedom, it's the end of the entire world. You know that, right?
Fine by me. This world is bullshit anyways. The rest of us will find one that's better. Besides, we already made our choice. All the way back in the woods. Nothing you can do about it now.
Do you think the contrarian here would advise tossing the princess's head out the window? I'm going to say he wouldn't, because he is actually quite empathetic toward her a lot of the time. He's chaotic towards the narrator and the situation, but one of the defining aspects of him was in his very central route upon seeing the state of the princess, being like, oh shit, oh fuck, oh bugger, I am sorry. He would suggest it, but only once, and it would be for the point of, hey, does tossing her out the window actually help her in this case? Because it might. Yeah. Like, he's not going to suggest we punt her like a football. Like, opportunist, maybe.
I suppose not. You know, I think a part of me always knew this was doomed from the start. I'm narrating on borrowed time, aren't I?
That's true, yeah. How do we get back out? Maybe we can climb a chain.
But even if I'm doomed to go, I might as well make sure you have a proper ending. Go on, then.
Wait, he's given up? Good lord. Take your princess from her cage.
You cautiously approach the kneeling body and extend your hand, bruised and bleeding from the trials that brought you to this point. And then you take her from her prison. She looks up at you, and for the first time since you laid eyes on her, she smiles warmly.
I have no idea how we're supposed to leave.
But the body points, and you follow its finger to a lone chain dangling from the doorway that sits far,
Climb a chain.
far above you.
Are we supposed to climb up while holding her?
I'll pull us out of here, if you just hold on.
Oh.
I'm game.
So am I.
Then get on with it. You wrap your hand in the chain, holding tight as it starts to move and holding the princess close to you. Together, you rise out of the pit.
I'm sorry if I made this harder than it had to be.
You glance back towards the princess's body, doing its part as it hoists you up. It grows smaller and smaller, slowly disappearing back into the shadows of the basement.
No, that's not right. There shouldn't be an if. I'm sorry. I made this harder than it had to be.
Maybe she has a point, in a way. Our bodies don't matter.
We're almost there. You can smell the night air.
That bit of light feels like it's mocking us. At any moment, she could just drop the whole thing and send us crashing down.
I don't think that's gonna happen, mate.
It'd be par for the course.
And then the chain stops its ascent, depositing you safely in the cabin doorway. I guess you never closed it behind you. Well, there's only one thing left for you to do.
Shall we?
You know, it's funny. All of this talk about free will, and I feel like I'm locked into this outcome. Step into your freedom. Let's step into our freedom. We can come back and question it.
And so you step into a world ended by your hand. What a travesty.
Goodbye. It's been...
Awful? Is he still there? I think he's gone.
We did it! That wasn't so bad. Now I guess we'll need to find a new game to play.
Thank you so much. I didn't think this was possible, but here we are. It's a little cold out here, isn't it?
Yeah. You do not get the chance to respond. Something has ripped her from you and it's left something else in her place.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
Allegory of the cage. The walls of the cage were always your own creation.
And is that a mirror? There's some. You're right. It's going to do something to us. If there's even. You're right. We just. It is. It must have. Good riddance. I'm beg.
Something finds me in the long quiet.
Where'd you get the rest of her from?
It brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
I guess you went back down to the bottom.
Yes. This one is a locked door to which you held the key. She will make for an open heart if you let her. Do not mourn her. She is no longer bound.
Right. Not quite done. There's another one here. There's another ending. There's two other endings, but let's get the other one that's right here first. You know, it's funny. All of this talk about free will, and I feel like I'm locked into this outcome.
I mean, what's the alternative? Dropping me to prove a point?
Huh, I hadn't even considered that. Should it be an option? Can it be an option?
I'm joking, by the way. Please don't drop me.
I mean, we could. Hell no, don't you even joke.
He was joking. But fine, I see I'm outnumbered, as usual. Have it your way.
It would certainly be a new data point. Probably wouldn't work anyways. It'd make that perfectly good blade you threw out completely meaningless.
Basketball!
Well, I'll be damned. Did I just will that option into existence? After everything?
Huh. So this is what it's like to dish it out. It, feels bad. It's not how I thought it would feel.
You sure kept your cards close to your chest. Smartly played. We haven't seen what happens if we're the ones that beat her, but we'll see what happens now.
Bye!
Well, no time for taking it back. It's done. You let go of the princess's head and watch as she plunges into the abyss. I can't believe I was all doom and gloom just a moment ago. Congratulations. You might just have saved the entire world.
All of that just to take it all away. You're cold.
Yes, that would work leading into the Drowned Grey. It doesn't, because there's not enough space, but yes. As she plummets, the princess is taken.
She's gone. And is that a mirror?
You get the achievement, Free Will. Exert your will at the edge of a steely cage, even if it hurts you. Interestingly enough, 6% of players got the Allegory of the Cage, which is the Step Into Your Freedom version. 5% of players got Free Will, which is the dunk her into the pit version. That's not as much fewer, you know?
I'm back.
Is that the new rarest? I don't think so. Might be, but I don't think so. No. 4.4% for Your New World. I actually have the second rarest achievement in the game, so we're only going to beat that once, and it's at the very end when we finish the gallery. If we don't count Your New World, then it's the rarest of the next set. There's several between it and Your New World, so that's notable. Are there any differences in
Something. Yes, this one is a body that convinced herself she was only a set of eyes. She will make for a watchful heart. Do not mourn her. She is now what she wished that she could be.
She is also really mad at you. Okay, there is one more path to take in the cage, but we need to keep the blade for it. Which we are allowed to do no matter what voice we have. So let's take the broken, because we haven't taken the broken before.
That's more. He's the voice eventually. No, you really. You. If it makes it easier.
Here you go.
Alright. You goddamn spiteful bastard. Why should it matter? I don't. That's all we needed to. Yeah, fine. Yeah, we'll see about that. You're on a path in the woods. See? All done. That wasn't so bad, was it, buddy?
But it was so bad. I don't like dying. I don't like being cold and alone in the dark.
Fair damn enough, honestly. Man, that one sucks, eh? Got 6 more. 5 through to 10. Is that all from this path? Possibly. It does involve taking the blade, though.
I don't think anybody likes dying, but hey, at least it's over. We got better. And now we can move on. Things will work out this time. I know it.
Oh, don't coddle him. For all we know, we'll have to die hundreds of times to get to the bottom of things. Maybe even thousands. He needs to toughen up.
Toughen up? You're both freaks. I'm having a rational reaction to what just happened. I'm normal. A normal person gets traumatized from dying. And from watching someone cut her own head off.
Hold on, did you say thousands? How can it possibly take us thousands of lives to find a way out of it?
Obviously, we need a large sample size in order to figure out our optimal plan. We need statistical significance.
Can you imagine having 1,000 voice spawns in your head? That's one thing that would have been a little funny if they had have gone with it for the moment of clarity. If they had have not only had like the regular 10 spawn voices, but just had like this chorus in the background of just this undulating mass of minor voices. The complete fraying of your soul.
I'll have you know that my reality is not a data point in your misguided attempt at an experiment. You've clearly already been here before, and judging by how deranged you all are...
Are we sure we need a slayer? She cut her own head off last time.
So I didn't mishear you earlier. That doesn't make any sense, though. She's not supposed to be suicidal. More importantly, if she did cut her own head off...
I don't think we were happy. I don't think we can be happy here.
Oh, so now you're on team. Dying was good. Took you long enough.
Well, what's done is done, and...
Huh.
Holding a weapon shouldn't feel so natural. It's proof that we're being guided by an unfeeling lunatic. We need to try talking to her.
Oh, should we talk about our feelings? That'll get us nowhere. Trust me. They're too easy for her to manipulate, too illogical. We can't puzzle our way out of things if we listen to our heart.
I don't think I even need to comment on that. What a sorry, sorry voice you are.
This is strange. You're not...
Well, we're not getting the good ending this time.
You stand at the edge of a cliff. An abyss yawns beneath you, empty and endless. The only path forward, a rusted metal bridge. The cabin looms on its far side.
It's dreary, but of course it is. We're dreary, and so is she.
There's nothing to find out here. Time to check in with the missus.
I'm going to pretend you didn't just call her that. Every surface of there's nothing. And what mirror there?
It doesn't matter. What are we going to do? Look at ourselves? I've had enough introspection. I want to see someone else. I want to see her.
But it does matter. It's obviously important. It has to be. Otherwise it wouldn't be here.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to waste time arguing with you. Just get to the basement, okay? The door's on the other side of the room. Then, you step out onto the floor. Yes, unfortunately,
She's bringing us back to her.
Or we just happened to fall through an unstable floor. She's a prisoner here. How much agency do you think she has?
Well, isn't that the opportune question of the day?
More than you'd like, I'm sure. Your fall is suddenly, painfully halted as rusty chains pull taut against your skin, their hooks digging into your muscle. You find yourself if the princess lives as your eye.
I just wait for you.
The princess takes a slow step as your vision comes the body of its only the head. So much for talking it out. Doesn't seem like she's too interested, does it?
No.
We still have that blade. Maybe there's something we can do to get out of this.
What good would it do us? We should have gotten rid of it. She'll never trust us now. Not after everything we've done.
What happened to you?
Nothing happened. I think I've always been like this. Outside of everything. A helpless observer to the things that are done to me. The only difference is that my eyes are finally open.
The body takes another step towards you. The chains around.
I don't think she's happy you're here. But what do I know? I'm just a set of eyes and ears.
The poor thing. She thinks it's easier to be detached. But buried pain is still pain, whether she knows it or not.
This was all doomed from the start, wasn't it?
Drop the blade.
You're a step ahead of me. That means you finally get it. I'm happy for you. I really am. Everything we witness is just another shade of the same endless cycle.
The body steps forward.
You come to me, knife in hand.
The body steps forward. The pressure on your limbs is becoming unbearable.
You give me your implement. See? You already did that one.
You begin to black out.
I cut myself free.
She's right. We're trapped in a cycle, and I think it's too late for us to get out.
Us choosing the same moves every time we play isn't an indictment of anyone's free will. It's just how things happen to play out. I could have thrown away that knife in the woods if I wanted to, but I chose to come here with it.
Just because you refuse to see the walls doesn't mean they aren't there. Give in with me. It's so much easier to let the world happen to you.
She steps forward yet again, and the chains dig into you, your nerves screaming, your heart pounding, your lungs desperate for air.
I don't think we can hold on to you much longer.
I think we're about to break.
This is all getting so predictable, isn't it? Pop.
You're falling. The world is spinning. And then you hit the ground, your body light in a way that is sickeningly wrong, and roll to a stop. The sound of rattling chains and a heavy thud as the rest of what was once you falls to the ground somewhere nearby. You are unable to take action, unable to defend yourself, unable to even look around. The princess's body steps towards you, one slow, rhythmic step after another. It stoops down to pick you up, and then a shadow rises behind the body, blade glinting.
And now, the cut.
It strikes. But it strikes too. And the body drops its cage in pain. They descend on each other in a maelstrom of chains and hooks and feathers and blood, fighting their way deeper into the shadows until all you're left to witness are the sounds of violence.
See? You only ever thought you were in control. Isn't it so much nicer to let go?
I didn't let go. You ripped my head off! This isn't nicer. I'm a severed head! And all the voices. You know, this implies that I never had any voices in my head to begin with. I had voices in my body. They're all in there. With the knife. We can't hold on to you any longer, is what he said. It's a very interesting way to do it. This isn't nicer, I'm a severed head.
And what's wrong with that? It's really not that different from how it's always been. Just watching things play out. It's who we are. Only now, we can be honest with ourselves.
And so you and the princess watch as your bodies weave in and out of the shadows, performing their lethal dance.
Look at us go. Aren't we beautiful?
The movement is gorgeous, primal, uninhibited. Steel crashing against steel and flesh rolling off of flesh.
It's all going to come to a head soon.
I don't agree. There aren't any.
Head.
And at last, the climax plays out. Your body, wreathed in chains and shadows, makes its final move, but so does hers. Chain shatters spine. A blade pierces heart.
I guess I'll see you next time.
Oh no. Third time's the charm. Most of the time. Both hers and yours collapse. Their dance complete. Blood drips from the princess's mouth. She coughs.
It's cold. But that's always been us, hasn't it? Cold isn't bad.
You do not get the chance to respond. Something has ripped her from you, and it's left something else in her place. You approach the mirror. It's you.
Something finds me. Yes, this one is a body that convinced herself she was only a set of eyes. Do not mourn her. She is now what she wished that she could be.
No exit remains stuck between the walls of a pattern in a steely cage. 10.9% of people have that. So that is far more common than the successful, happier ending where you bring her out. And the first one that I got last time I came here was called The Riddle of Steel. That one is 5.6, so that one's actually rarer than freeing her by a little bit. But yeah, 6.0, 5.0, 5.6 for most of the endings here. But this one, this failure ending, if anything else, because we effectively give up and can't accomplish anything of agency, is the most common. But I believe that is everything we need out of the cage. Yes, indeed. So if we're going right to left, the next thing we should be visiting is the Witch and the Thorn, and we've got something to get out of both. We need to fight her, which doesn't lead to the Thorn, but that's okay, because we can reload. And then in the Thorn, I believe we need to be cruel, which is a shame. We played it once and we did the nice happy ending where we kissed her. But we don't get to be so kind this time. Look, I may as well accept this and continue to the next loop start. What happens now?
Not there is.
Make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
You won't.
You're on a path in the
In the woods.
And at the end of that path...
Alright. Which time?
Don't mention it. It's all... The interior...
No blade for the witch.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faint, her voice softly carried.
Oh yes, it's definitely the easiest one to get. Generally speaking, the most common endings are the ones that you fall into, as opposed to sitting out with purpose. Like the Razor doesn't have achievements because you die no matter what, and I mean the Razor as in Chapter 2, not the continued. But I imagine that the most common death to the Razor happens when you exhaust too many questions, because you can only ask her a certain amount of questions before she automatically ends the chapter and kills you. She'll also kill you in any other way if you, approach her or try to attack her or even try to free her. But when you're there for the first time, you're probably going to go down the explore path as much as you can, and that will always eventually lead to her getting bored. And to you, getting skewered. Hey, I think I'm here to slay you?
You must have the wrong address.
Let's talk a bit.
Okay.
I'll get you out of here.
You're only making this more difficult. You're making a huge...
Okay.
You make...
And you know what? Stabbity.
Without hesitation, you rip the wound... Okay.
You bastard. Were you...
The princess pushes, wounded. I thought an act. Don't. As you read your blood, forget. Though your nerves are seizing with pain, you seize a moment. We can still turn...
Finish the job.
You steel your resolve and take another step closer to the princess. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can still make sure that she won't make it out of here either. Excuse me? What's this about not making it out of here alive? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone in this room is still standing right now. Don't act so surprised. Can you not feel all those gashes and holes pulling you apart? If the princess doesn't do you in here, blood loss is certain to finish the job. You take another step forward, and the princess lunges towards you.
Sorry, narrator, but I don't think the princess particularly feels like doing me in here.
The two of you enter one last exchange, a flurry of blade and claw and fleshy ribbons, and then you stop. Neither you nor princess able to go any further. You collapse on the ground, and the princess collapses beside you. Blood pools around you both, and you watch each other fade away.
After all this time alone, I thought I'd finally found a friend, but you were just another monster, weren't you?
Silence, as the room starts to get fuzzy around you. You've paid a terrible price, but you've saved us all. It's over.
If you think this is it, you're sorely mistaken. One way or another, I'll make sure you pay for this.
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that...
Right. Oops. That went tits up, but we've successfully arrived at the witch. So. The main thing we need to do here to get the path that I've never actually done is attack her. I've not actually attacked her directly in this one. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. We also need 16. Right. So, one of the problems here is that this path leads to the wild, not to the thorn. So we'll have to make a save to go back and get into the thorn. And I don't believe we need to go to the wild for anything anymore. So there's 3 ending paths for the wild. Joining with her, separating from her, and then saving her, separating from her, and then slaying her. And we've done all 3, so we don't need to go back to the wild at all. But we never arrived at it from here, so we'll have to do that.
She will... The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots.
Take the blade.
Well, if we're grabbing a weapon, that's...
She must have...
She's... Look, you need... Fine. You're the boss. Thank you. You can just make out...
And there you are. One hand.
That's no fair.
So, we've dropped the pretenses. Good.
She's acting like the two of you already know each other.
Yeah, funny that.
Oh, no. That's pretty sharp. Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. Do you remember us then? No, I don't. I'm just glad. Is it? Or just focus on the task at hand? Let's chat her up a bit first. Don't talk to her. You're just...
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
I'm sorry. God. Yeah, so give her the blade to get to the thorn. But I'd like to be straightforward with my intentions. I don't care for how you treated me last time, and I think you might be a danger to the world. I'm going to attack you now.
Do you think that being direct with your ill will frees you from its wickedness? Murder and betrayal are still murder and betrayal, whether you state your intentions or keep them hidden behind your back.
See, this is why we never tell people what we're actually thinking. She's just as mad, only now she's ready for us.
Still, better a violent fool than a plotting coward. Better for me, I mean.
As you close the distance, readying your strike, the princess's chain falls from her wrist.
Knives out, masks off. Directly attack a suspicious character. 17%. Actually, yeah, what's the most common one I still don't have? That one. It was, in fact, that one. The next one is 14.5%, which is a adversary one. So if I'm going right to left, I'm not going to get that for a while.
She takes advantage of your split second of surprise and throws a fistful of dirt into your eyes.
Of course she does.
She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart, really. It's a shame we're playing opposite teams. This is why you couldn't just abandon her here. Left to her own devices, she would always find a way out. Now stop her.
You must have known I would be ready for you. Deep in your heart, you know the same things about me I know about you. We're both so very awful.
As you brush the silt from your eyes, the princess tackles you, flattening you against the dirt floor.
We were always going to kill each other here, weren't we? I can't trust you, and you can't trust me, and those doubts spin and spin and spin into hate.
She buries her teeth deep into your chest, tearing at...
Great, she's distracted. Stab her in the back.
In for a penny, right? Why not? As the princess rips meat from bone, you plunge your weapon into her unprotected back.
Impressive to stab her in the back while facing her from the front.
Ha, you bastard! Even face to face, you
Yeah.
find a way to stab me in the back. I know you, and you're hideous, absolutely wretched. Just like me.
Maybe we are the same. So what? Throw her off us. Kick her in the shins.
We don't have to fight so dirty.
Of course we do. Fighting clean won't help us win. It takes a wretch to know a wretch, and we're all at the bottom of the barrel here. There's no point in pretending otherwise.
You don't fight with honor. No. He did. Points at the dead guy.
Are we at the bottom of the barrel?
We've got dirt in our eyes and a chunk of us chewed out. If that's not the bottom of the barrel, what is?
That was a Game of Thrones quote back when the writing was good.
No arguments here. You're doing great. Keep playing dirty if that's what it takes.
But if we win, we won't be at the bottom anymore. We'll have climbed a little higher. And once we start climbing, well, who knows where we'll stop?
Hmm.
You'll stop right here if you keep daydreaming. Don't let yourself get distracted thinking about what comes after. None of us ever said we stopped fighting. And what a low and vicious fight it is. Eyes gouged, skin scratched bloody, hair ripped and nails broken. Every rule there ever was in the Book of Honourable Combat, both you and the princess have broken 12 times over.
That's nice and all, but are we winning?
Nobody's winning. I thought playing dirty was supposed to give you the upper hand, but I suppose that doesn't work if you both sink to the same lows. Still, at least you're not losing. The princess cackles maniacally as the fracas continues. But behind her cackle, you hear the low groan of warping wood. Wait, what's going on?
We're establishing a newer, better pecking order.
No, the groaning thing. Why is the wood making noise?
The music is fascinating too.
Who cares about the groan? It's just a sound. Things make sounds all the time. I care about the groan. Doesn't that mean something bad is happening?
To the best of my knowledge, it probably means there's gonna be a collapse.
Oh, yes, well, I'm afraid that's the sound of the basement getting smaller.
Getting smaller! You're gonna have to elaborate what you mean by that.
Do you hear that, you pathetic wretch? Those are the roots of the wild, and they're coming to choke the breath from your lungs and squeeze the life out of you.
Just me?
Excuse me, what? You and the princess disengage for a brief moment, just long enough to get your bearings. Behind you, the basement door has been sealed over,
Oh.
thick roots barring your only exit from the dirt pit. And slowly, but very perceptibly, the roots are closing in on you both.
That's right. They're coming for you. And they won't stop until there's nothing left down here but them.
What about you, moron?
As long as you suffer while you die, I'll gladly suffer with you. Especially if I get to see it happen.
Uh-huh.
This doesn't help anyone. I can't believe she'd kill us both just to spite me.
See? This is exactly why you've been tasked to slay her. She's an antisocial monster who'll gladly burn the whole world for her satisfaction. The roots grow ever closer.
We know. We can see them.
So if you go out fighting, then you get the wild with the stubborn. And if you give up or like keep talking to her, you get the wild with the cheated. But we need to do both to get the gallery. So why though? Why are you doing this?
Because it's in my nature. Just like you coming down here to kill me is in yours. It's who I am.
That is extremely not us. We're just doing what we're told and making the best out of a difficult situation. Exactly. You're in the right here. Now focus up and win. You feel something against your back. A thick root pushing its way into the cavern. An unstoppable, unyielding wall of bark. You're running out of time.
I feel a thick root against my back. Good lord, what kind of game is this?
Shit. What do we do? What do we do? We should probably get back to stabbing. The only way out of this is through her, right?
Come on, they're pressing in on me, they're pressing in on you, this sucks!
Oh, what's the matter? You're scared of a few thorny roots digging into your neck? Scared of suffocating in this dark, dark place as I watch you die? Good.
What if you die first? You're bigger than me, and this is a crushing hazard. Fuck.
That one made me feel bad inside. I don't want people to think we're scared. Nobody likes someone who's scared of things. I, for one, think this is a perfectly reasonable situation to be scared in. This is starting to hurt. I don't want to die like this. The roots twist around you both, binding your limbs and rendering you helpless. As your fates close in, all you can do is watch her, and all she can do is watch you. At first it's almost gentle. The two of you lift it delicately off the ground. But the cradle of the growing roots soon gives way to tightness, and that tightness gives way to bulging pressure as they begin to constrict. The sound of creaking wood is drowned out by the snaps and pops of your bones, pain flooding your senses as you feel your skin deform, being shaped unnaturally by the living basement. Tears well up in the princess's eyes, her own bones splintering and flesh swelling with trapped blood. But still she smiles through it all.
I can't wait to do this again, you wretched little thing. I hate you, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
The pressure is unbearable. You can't breathe, your vision swimming with red, your head pounding as everything tightens. And then you pop. Everything goes dark, and you die.
We... Fuck it. Attack!
You attack the princess once more, and once more the two of you fall into a vicious brawl. The basement continues to shrink as you fight, but neither of you pay it any more mind. Not until it's too late. The roots twist around you both, binding your limbs and rendering you helpless. At first it's almost gentle. The two of the sad tears well up in the...
I can't wait to do this again. You...
And then you pop.
We...
There we go. No. That's number 16? When the cabin starts closing in on you, either talk to the witch or give up and await your death. I thought I did that, but I guess I just talked to her. Maybe that suggestion isn't correct. Maybe I specifically need to give up and await my death.
The blade tumbles uselessly from your palm as the roots continue to expand into the cramped basement. Ugh, we're never going to make something of ourselves with that attitude. The princess finally puts down her guard, arms falling to her sides, a look of smug satisfaction screwed on her face despite her torn and bloodied skin, and the insistent roots pressing in from all directions.
Oh yeah, this is different.
At least she isn't gonna make something of herself either. The roots twist around you. At first, it's all the sound, tears,
I can't.
the press, and then
We pop. We. There we go. Although I don't remember actually seeing that picture. But it's done. Including the last achievement associated with it, which was for attacking her. Which puts us at 114 out of 131. So there's still quite a bit to go. More than 10% of the game remains to be done. Let's give her the blade and get into the thorn.
You can't be serious. No, now, hold. As do I. You're going to get everyone killed. You toss the blade at the princess's feet. She eyes it with suspicion before kneeling.
I wouldn't have done that.
You hear a clanging of metal against the dirt floor, and the chains fall from the princess's wrist. She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart. It's a shame we just gave her a weapon, because if I were her, I'd use it on us right now. Luckily for us, you're not her. Oh, we sure think alike, though. I can promise you that. Whatever you say next, you better make it count. She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and
What do you think happens now?
If you like someone I know, you're probably going to kill me.
Oh, hey, that someone is me. And yes, you're right. That is exactly what I would do. Her shoulders tense and her eyes dart away.
You know me too well.
The princess grits her teeth, and her cunning gaze once again meets yours. And then she buries the blade in your heart. What? No, I told you. I told you. Glee dances across her face as you fall to the ground.
I did it.
The princess seems to tremble.
Why? Why?
But you don't have the strength to respond. Nor do you. Everything goes dark.
And you die, you dickhead. And now for the whiplash as we go back to violence.
You're on a path in the woods.
She stabbed us. She actually stabbed us.
Yeah, mate. Oh, right. So last time we came here, we had the smitten. But if you don't use romantic... if you don't pick a romantic text option before she stabs you, you get cheated. That's good. I'm looking for 5, 6, and 7 here. And a couple of endings. Why? Why did you let me do this? For the gallery.
Of course she stabbed us. We gave her the blade, which, I might add, I voted against.
But the whole point was that she wasn't supposed to do that. The whole point of giving her the blade was to break the cycle of violence, and she just killed us anyway.
I guess it really doesn't matter if she killed us, though, right? We're back here, which means that everything's fine, or fine adjacent. Maybe she won't be as keen to betray us this time. We've already proven to her that we can change. Maybe that's all it'll take to show her that there's another way to do things. You know, maybe you're right. Give what another try exactly? You are aware I've been listening to you, right?
Like that changes anything. We all know the game is rigged. It doesn't even matter if she's nice this time. I'm sure he'll find a way to turn us against each other.
Great, so you've obviously been here before, since you apparently died at least once. Twice, actually. Sure. Twice. Then I'll spare you the little introduction I had planned.
I hope you don't think I'm planning on freeing her after she stabbed me in the heart.
That's the spirit. Don't forget what she's done to you. She's practically asking for you to slay her.
You're damn right. You need two to break a cycle of violence, and if she's not playing the same game as us, we've got to go back to treating her like an enemy. Let's just see how the wind blows. I'm not opposed to violence here, but let's not rule anything out just yet. Maybe we won her over last time. Who knows?
Yeah, we do not have the right voices here for a happy outcome.
Stop sitting on the fence and pick a side already. We don't need you waffling when things get hairy. I've already picked a side. Our side.
Oh, yeah.
I'm here to make sure that whatever happens, we wind up on top. Because that's worked out great so far. Well, we're not out of the game yet, are we? And again, I'll have you know, I wouldn't have gotten us killed last time. I wanted to stab her in the back, not hand over our precious backstabbing implement.
I wanted to stab her in the back, not hand over our precious backstabbing implement. Is the inflection that would have made that joke hit better. You seem to be taking the looping thing in stride.
What do you want me to say? It's bad that you've been here before, so you knew this could happen.
Theoretically. Great! Not even he really seems to get what's going on. If the guy who goes around acting like he knows all the rules doesn't even know how this works, what's the point in listening?
Then we can all move on. It's important that you believe in yourself. I need to stop talking.
Mm-hmm. So long as we don't come up with a ridiculous thought like the princess can't die, I'm sure we'll be fine. Let's go.
It isn't long before...
I don't know if I'd say, you talking about me?
I have a position. Ignore him, he's... The interior of the cabin is hardly an interior at all anymore. The only furniture... We gave it to her last time. She can't still have it, can she?
Well, it's not here. Let me guess. Look, as far as I see it,
I wouldn't be so hasty.
Of course we don't get to make a choice about the blade. Every single time we come back here, something has to be different.
Yeah, I didn't mention a mirror because there isn't a mirror. But he said...
Yeah, it counts for something. He's either a liar or he doesn't hold all the cards. But I think we already knew it had to be one of those.
So, is the... I promise you there isn't a mirror. You step forward and approach...
Might as well take a look while we can. There's nothing else to do here now that the knife has been taken from us.
You reach forward and wave your hand through the hollow entrance leading to the basement.
Figures. Well, see... Yes, that's where...
You step through the frame of scorched wood. The stairs to the basement are covered in a fine layer of gritty ash. Their spines...
I'd say this feels like a trap, but you practically said as much. Yet you still want us to keep going.
They're only thorns. I'd say getting a few scratches in exchange for the lives of everyone in existence is a fair trade. Her voice, worn down by pain and suspicion.
I can't get away from you, can I? We kill each other and you come back. You let me kill you and you come back. I don't know why you let me do that. I don't know what you want from me.
I just want to talk.
I think you know how this goes. I'm down here and I can't leave. So, come down and talk. It's not like I can stop you.
Okay.
You continue down the basement stairs, brushing past the smooth edges of thorns that grow more, and you step out into what was once a vast open cavern at the heart of it all.
Did you know this was going to happen to me? Are you here to watch me suffer? Are you here to laugh?
Yeah, I'm here to laugh. What did you think would happen after you killed me? Did you think I wouldn't hold it against you? So we have two goals here. We need to convince her to give us the blade and then turn on her. And then we also need to fail. So. What did you think would happen after you killed me? Did you think I wouldn't hold it against you?
Careful now. I'm the one with the knife. Of course I thought there might be bad blood. I didn't think I could trust you then, and it looks like I was right, because I definitely can't trust you now. I guess this is what I deserve. What we both deserve.
I'm out. Whatever you do, don't let her out of there. It's not going to end well for anyone. Hey! Welcome to the winning team. Oh, can it, will you? I'm not happy to be here. This is just the only move that was still worth making.
Can turn and leave her. Is there nothing I can say to change your mind? Fine, if you're gonna be like that, I'm gonna leave. Have a nice life.
Do you really think you can just wash your hands of all of this? Do you really think you can just leave me here?
Okay, so I get abandonment. Abandon her in a thorny prison.
This is even better than stabbing her. The same reward without any of that nasty effort. It's not even better. Putting off a choice is always worse than making a committed decision, especially when you already know the right answer. Almost feels like we're as bad as the powers that be. Is that all it really took to twist us into yet another tyrant? A single ounce of control? It sure feels like it. She looks so sad, bleeding and alone. And we're just turning our back on her. Oh, stop trying to bring morality into this. There are winners in life and there are losers, and what matters is that right now, we've decided to be a winner. But as you approach the basement stairs, you make a grim realization. The thorns won't let you leave.
Oh dear.
We don't have any way to cut through them. Okay, new plan. We re-befriend the princess, get the blade, and all of us leave here together as friends.
You can't leave without me, can you? Isn't that funny? Isn't that so funny? This is perfect, actually. Just you and me rotting down here forever, together. You know, just to make sure things are a little more permanent, I think I'm going to take this particular needle out of the picture.
She wouldn't. It's only fair. We were going to leave her with no way out. Please return in the kindness. Thorns slice into the princess's hands, lacerating what little skin remains as she raises the blade to her mouth.
That doesn't sound safe.
Take it. Take it now, before she swallows it out of spite.
She's going to swallow it out of spite, isn't she? Okay, I feel like I shouldn't interrupt her from that. Do nothing.
You stand in place among the thorns, inert, merely watching as the princess swallows your only way out of this place.
Lovely.
She actually did it. She's better at this game than we are, but we're all losers now. Nobody wins. Nobody. She wins if she gets what she wants. And it looks like what she wanted was this. Blood trickles down the corner of her mouth, then flows from between her lips. She smiles.
There. Isn't this just perfect?
The narrator lasted longer than normal there. 2 lines before the hands showed up?
She's gone, and there's that.
That's weird.
But it feels it's going to do something to us. If they think it's bad.
What is that supposed to mean?
You better watch your back. So you're the real puppet master here? Can't believe I tried to help you.
Flickering lights and empty. This one yearns for connection she feels she doesn't deserve. Even when shown compassion, she hid herself away. She will make for a cautious heart.
Well, out of curiosity, how does Rush for the Blade go?
You rush towards the princess, arms outstretched and grasping for the blade. But as you tear through her thistled prison, the thorny vines dig deep into your arms, seemingly growing thicker and sturdier the closer you get to your goal. It feels like it should be within reach, yet you cannot reach it quickly enough. It's no use, even if we grab it, we won't be able to pull it back out of there. It's better than letting her eat it and losing it forever. You just manage to reach her hand, grasping it firmly in yours before the thorns finally trap you in place. Blood trickles down your arm, mingling with hers. The two of you lock eyes.
Okay, we get trust issues. Share a thorny prison.
We're stuck like this, aren't we? I knew this was always going to be how it ended.
Ended pretty quickly, though.
This is...
Flickering whenever you... This one yearns.
Okay. That is some of it. But there's more we need to do. We got those two. Now we need to try and stab her, which means we need to get the blade out of her first. I'm not here to laugh. What happens if I try to reach for it?
You reach into the thorns, towards her bloodied hands and the blade clutched tight in her grasp. But she snatches it away, ignoring the thorns that carve fresh wounds as she moves within her prison of vines.
I knew this was the only reason you'd come back down here. I'm not falling for it. It's mine now, and I'll let these thorns tear me to shreds before I hand it over.
I can cut you free, but you'll have to give me the blade.
And I'm supposed to believe it's safe in your hands? That you aren't just saying what you need to say in order to fool me and save yourself?
Well, I am, but, you know, you're not the only one who yearns for freedom. I'm as trapped as you are. I think we need to leave together.
The princess clutches the blade closer to her chest.
That sounds nice.
Her eyes dart away from yours for a brief moment.
And I've also hurt you.
Can I take the blade now?
Her eyes briefly meet yours, then dart back to the floor. She hangs her head in resignation.
Okay.
You reach into the thorns once more and lay your hands on the princess's bloody fingers, wrapped tightly around the blade. Her hand trembles in yours. For a moment, she clutches it even tighter, her knuckles going white with the effort. But then the tension fades. Her grip finally loosens and she allows you to take the weapon. You carefully pull it free from the thorns, though they scrape at your skin, leaving red trickles of fresh blood all along your arms.
I'll be damned. She really gave it to us.
It feels like it's been so long since we've held real power in our hands.
God.
I wonder what we should do with it. We free her, obviously.
Nah.
I think you're right. She's as much a victim in all of this as we've been.
Nah.
Besides, it would really stick it to him to free her. Or, hear me out, we slay her. Right here, right now.
That sounds like a splendid idea.
We've all said our piece. Now it's time to make our move. It's 2 against 1.
It's 2 against 2.
You don't count.
And why shouldn't he count?
Because he's clearly not one of us. That doesn't matter.
He's been with us the whole time. He should get a say.
So, did you mean it? Or was I a fool to hand my life to you?
I just wanted my blade back. You're on your own. We got to stab her, but I am curious as to what happens leaving with the blade, because now that we have it, can we actually leave? I just wanted my blade back. You're on your own, bye.
Do you really think you can just walk?
This is even better than stabbing her. It's not even better. Almost feels like we're as bad as the powers that... It sure feels like it. Oh, stop trying to bring morality into this.
Eh. But in your commitment to leaving things unresolved, you have no chance at resolution, nor will you ever. So it doesn't go that way. It doesn't have us cut our way out. Okay, well, stibbity stabbity.
Why? We finally gained her trust. That took a lot of work.
To make the narrator happy. But mostly for the gallery.
Sorry, boys. Looks like we've got our tiebreaker. Blade safely in hand, you turn it on the princess and drive it towards her heart. But her thistled prison proves to be an impossible obstacle, its thorns digging deeper and deeper into your flesh the closer you come to striking the fatal blow. Those damn vines are going to stop us just like they stopped her. Of course, like we should have expected it to turn out any other way. It's funny, really. I'm laughing. The tip of your blade only manages to touch her sternum before it stops moving entirely. A single drop of blood trickles down her chest as the two of you stare into each other's eyes. Come on, just push a little further. But you can't, can you?
I knew this was coming. I can't believe I ever let myself hope for better. This was always going to be us, wasn't it?
I like that. Her tone turns right back into the witch.
She's gone.
It's time to leave.
Oh, and there's that mirror again.
There we go. The thorn is done. Got all of the achievements for it as well, I believe. 116 out of 131. 88%. It's 15 left. How many did we get today? 6? There's 2 or 3 streams left. If I can get a bit of extra time on the weekend, maybe we can finish it by Sunday. If I can get 7 or 8 achievements per, then we can get it.
This is...
Flickering when
Same type of vessel?
this one, do not mourn her.
Yeah.
She
Alright.
isn't alone anymore.
Off we go.
I await
No
your
conversation.
conversation.
You're on a path.
Spoken to you enough, lady. Okay. Next would be the Beast in the Den, I guess. The Beast is done. But we need to go through it to get to the Den, which has a decent amount of gallery left to go. Then we get to skip past a few, because Razor, Nightmare, Wraith, Clarity, they're all finished. So once we've done Beast and Den, then everything that's left is in these 7. The Apotheosis has a lot. Tower has a little bit. Adversary has a lot. Fury has a ton. Eye of the Needle has a fair bit. Princess and the Dragon has a fair bit. Spectre is finished, but we will need to get through it to reach Princess and the Dragon. Yeah, we could skip over Princess and the Dragon and do these 5 and then come back to it for the last thing we visit. That's not a bad idea. it sits in a useful spot on its own because it's not tied to a chapter 2 that we have to work on. So, yeah. Then again, neither is the den, but that one sits on its own in the right half, so I should finish it to tie that up and not lose track of it. But yeah, do the den, then do the ones on the left, and then... That makes sense to me. Anyway. Managed to return. Very good. Fare thee well, everybody. Back on the weekend.